Remember back in '94? I mean, grunge was everywhere. The internet was this new thing people were figuring out.
Yeah.
And the Winter Olympics. Well, they were about to get hit by a scandal nobody saw coming.
Totally, right.
We're diving into the attack on Nancy Kerrigan.
It really does feel like something out of a movie.
Right.
You have these two incredibly talented figure skaters, Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding,
Both going for the gold.
and then all of a sudden, bam, this crazy attack happens and throws everything into chaos.
It really grabbed the world's attention. That picture of Kerrigan holding her leg, crying out in pain.
Oh, for sure.
It just showed you how brutal the world of competitive sports can be. Even something like figure skating.
And the thing is, this story goes way beyond the headlines. You know, you've got ambition, rivalry, you've got class, and of course the media's obsession with a good scandal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the early 90s for a minute. Figure skating is having a moment, and America has two huge stars.
Yeah.
Nancy Kerrigan, known for her elegance and artistry. And then you have Tanya Harding.
Harding was amazing,
Oh, yeah, totally.
landing that triple axel. Just incredible power and athleticism instantly put her on the map.
You have these two super talented skaters, but their backgrounds,
Totally different.
right, 9 day.
Kerrigan came from a pretty comfortable, supportive family, but Harding's upbringing was tough, you know, marked by poverty and hardship.
Skating was her way out.
Her ticket to a better life.
Almost this classic haves versus have-nots story.
Right. You could say that. Kerrigan, with her grace, kind of embodied that ideal image of, you know, femininity and athleticism.
Yeah.
But then you have Harding with her grit and determination. She represented this more, I don't know, raw kind of strength.
And that difference, it played out on the ice too, right?
Absolutely. Kerrigan, she was all about elegance and precision.
While Harding was known for power and just raw athleticism.
Their rivalry was huge going into the '94 Olympics. And it wasn't just about athletic ability either.
Yeah.
It kind of tapped into all these anxieties people had about class, gender, the American dream, the whole thing.
So you've got this rivalry brewing. Then, just weeks before the U.S. Figure Skating Championships.
Which were like the Olympic trials.
Exactly. Disaster strikes.
Kerrigan gets attacked right after practice in Detroit.
Such a shocking moment.
Totally. This violence intruding into this world of figure skating. I mean, all of a sudden the competition took on this whole other meaning.
And the attack itself was brutal. A guy named Shane Stant.
Hired by Harding's ex-husband, Jeff Gillily.
And don't forget his associate, Sean Eckert.
Right.
They clubbed Kerrigan's right leg,
They used a telescopic baton.
trying to injure her so she couldn't compete.
It was a crazy, desperate plan, driven by this, I don't know, messed up sense of loyalty. Thinking if they got rid of Kerrigan, it would clear the path for Harding to win the Olympics.
Pure chaos after the attack. Kerrigan was injured, obviously traumatized. The figure skating world was stunned.
Oh, yeah. And the media, they went nuts trying to figure out who did it and why.
It became a total media circus. Every little detail, every rumor just blown out of proportion.
The public was hooked on this drama.
And as the investigation went on, the story just got weirder and weirder.
Right.
Gillibly, he was facing some serious time.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a resentment toward Harding. Who knows? He started talking,
Spilling the beans.
revealing the whole plot, and basically throwing his ex-wife under the bus.
It's almost Shakespearean, isn't it? You've got ambition, betrayal, a fall from grace.
It's all there.
It had everything, but this was real life, playing out on the front pages and TV screens everywhere.
So even with the attack and the controversy swirling around
Mm.
Kerrigan, after weeks of intense physical therapy and, I mean, the mental strength she had to have,
Oh, yeah.
she gets a spot on the Olympic team.
It's incredible.
Such a testament to her resilience and determination.
The world was rooting for her, wanting to see her overcome this and get back on the ice.
Totally. But at the same time, the cloud of suspicion hanging over Harding,
Oh, it was getting bigger for sure.
it was growing. Now, while Kerrigan is recovering, Harding wins the U.S. championships.
Securing her own spot at the Olympics.
But her victory, it was completely overshadowed by the investigation and the growing evidence that maybe, just maybe,
She might have been in on it.
yeah, talk about a dramatic setup.
Oh, man.
Two American figure skaters connected by their sport and this ambition to win.
Now forever linked by this act of violence.
And this unfolding scandal.
Yeah.
The 1994 Winter Olympics in Lillehammer were about to become the stage for...
Real life soap opera.
And the whole world was watching.
Everyone was glued to their seats. Man, the atmosphere at those Olympics, it was electric.
I bet.
The whole world was watching these two American skaters.
Yeah.
Every move they made, just analyzed over and over.
It must have been so surreal for Kerrigan and Harding competing with all that scrutiny.
Totally. Knowing that the entire world was watching, waiting to see how they'd handle the pressure,
And how they'd perform, right? I mean, especially given everything that had happened.
Right. And their performances, you couldn't have had two more different things.
Oh.
Kerrigan, she skated with such grace and determination. I mean, she delivered a near flawless performance.
Wow.
She took home the silver medal, a stunning comeback.
It's amazing to think about after everything she'd been through.
It really is.
I mean, it was like watching a phoenix rising from the ashes. The crowd went wild, cheers and applause.
Yeah, it was a moment of pure joy, a celebration of what the human spirit can overcome.
Harding, though, she had a completely different experience, huh?
Yeah, she really struggled. You could see it.
Under the weight of the scandal.
Right, exactly.
Her skating, which used to be so powerful and confident, it seemed, I don't know.
Hesitant.
Yeah, hesitant.
Uncertain.
And then she had that issue with her state laces, right? During her program.
Oh, yeah?
Which just fueled all that speculation about, what was going on in her head.
It's hard to even imagine the kind of pressure she was under.
No,
the world was watching her every move, trying to decide, is she a victim or is she part of this whole thing?
No wonder she faltered.
Yeah, and the difference between those two performances.
Oh, stark.
It was, like a visual representation of the choices they made and what happened because of them.
So Kerrigan, with her resilience, her grace, wins over the world. But Harding, even though she made it to the Olympics,
Yeah.
she seemed to crumble under the weight of her secrets.
It's true. She ended up finishing 8th.
Which is a disappointing finish for someone who was, a national champion.
Right. She'd been a world-class competitor, but at that point, the competition almost seemed beside the point with all this drama going on.
Right. Everyone wanted to know about the attack.
Exactly. And investigation was heating up.
Yeah, the FBI was getting closer, putting all the pieces together.
The pressure on Galilei and everyone else involved, it was just building.
And as more details came out, it was clear this wasn't just about a jealous rival.
Trying to take down the competition.
Right.
It was about ambition gone wrong, desperation, just bad judgment all around.
A group of people making terrible choices with consequences that just kept rippling out.
Galilei, looking at serious jail time, he turned on Harding, gave them evidence.
Trying to save himself.
Yeah, and implicating her in the cover-up.
Which, of course, just made things even worse for Harding.
Right. It was a total betrayal, just destroyed whatever reputation she had left.
So while everyone's celebrating Kerrigan, her comeback, her strength, Harding's Olympic dream is becoming a total nightmare.
Yeah, she had to go home and face all of it. The media, the legal challenges.
I can't even imagine.
And the legal fallout. Oh, man, it was swift.
Severe.
Yeah.
Gilliland, Eckert, Stant.
Right. And the getaway driver, Derek Smith.
They all got hit with charges for the attack.
They ended up pleading guilty, to lesser charges. But they all served time.
They had to face the music.
Right.
But what about Harding? I mean, she wasn't the one who attacked Kerrigan.
Right.
But her part in covering it up, that was clear. What did she have to face legally?
Well, she ended up in a legal battle, facing charges of hindering the prosecution.
Right.
She said she was innocent at first.
Yeah.
But the evidence was piling up.
Yeah.
So she ended up taking a plea bargain.
Oh, so no trial.
Right. She admitted to knowing about the attack after it happened.
Okay.
And that she tried to stop the investigation.
So she avoided a trial, but what was the fallout from the plea deal?
Yeah.
She got banned from skating, right?
Right. That's a lifetime ban from the U.S. Figure Skating Association, which basically ended her career.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, she got 3 years of probation, a $160,000 fine,
Yeah.
and 500 hours of community service.
That's a serious penalty.
Yeah, it shows how seriously they took this, even though she wasn't the one who actually did it.
Right. It shows that even if you're not the one who commits the crime, if you try to cover it up,
You're still responsible.
you're responsible.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's what happened to her reputation.
Forget it.
I mean, it was just tarnished.
Totally. Her name became synonymous with this whole scandal.
Yeah, and that's something that's hard to come back from.
It really is.
That classic cautionary tale, right?
Yeah.
Even the most talented people can make choices that lead to consequences, and not just for them, but for everyone around them.
Absolutely. It raises those questions about the pressure athletes are, and that win at all costs thing,
Right.
which can be a big problem in competitive sports.
Okay, so we've covered the attack, the Olympics, the legal stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but what about the media frenzy. I mean, this was before social media,
Right.
but we had the 24-hour news cycle.
Oh, yeah.
How did that shape how people saw this story?
Oh, man. The media played a huge role in controlling the narrative. They were
Yeah.
everywhere. They interviewed everyone, analyzed every detail.
They loved it.
Oh, yeah.
All the drama, the intrigue,
Yeah,
the good versus evil thing.
exactly. And it's easy to see how public opinion could be swayed when the coverage is so intense and, often only presenting one side.
Right. And this was a time when those tabloid magazines were huge.
Oh, yeah.
And the line between news and entertainment, it was getting really blurry.
Totally. And the Kerrigan-Harding thing had it all. Rivalry, betrayal, violence.
It was like a made-for-TV movie.
Right. Redemption.
Yeah.
It was perfect for grabbing the public's attention.
It fed into that media obsession with scandal.
Oh, for sure.
And the way they showed the two skaters is interesting, right?
Yeah.
Kerrigan, with her elegance, she was often portrayed as the victim, the good girl.
Right. Right.
Harding, with her tough exterior, well,
She was the villain.
the bad girl.
Yeah, the one who would do anything to win.
And these stories, they took hold so quickly.
They did.
People wanted to believe in those simple portrayals, even if they weren't totally accurate.
Right. It makes you think about how the media can influence what people think,
Yeah.
shape how they understand what's happening, who the heroes and villains are.
It's a good reminder that we need to be critical of what we see and hear from the media.
Oh, absolutely.
Question what we're being told.
Don't just take it at face value.
And remember that the truth is usually a lot more complicated than what we see in the headlines.
Way more complicated.
Yeah. And in this case, the way they portrayed Harding and Kerrigan, it was especially problematic
Oh, yeah.
because it reinforced these societal biases about class and gender.
Right.
Kerrigan, with her middle-class background and her grace, she fit this idea of what a perfect female athlete should be.
Yeah.
While Harding, coming from a working-class background, having this more, aggressive style,
Right.
she was seen as this outsider,
Yeah. A threat.
threatening the status quo.
And it just fueled that obsession people had with their rivalry and the scandal.
It's important to remember that behind all the headlines, behind those media stories,
Mm-hmm.
these were real people, two very talented athletes.
Whose lives were completely turned upside down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the attack, the Olympics, the legal stuff, the media frenzy.
Mm.
But what about the impact of all this? I mean, it's been years, but this story still fascinates people.
Right.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's a few things. First, it's a story about ambition and rivalry.
Which are pretty universal.
Right. We all experience competition, wanting to succeed, feeling the pressure to be better than others.
Yeah.
It's part of being human. And this story takes those things to an extreme,
Right, showing what that dark side of ambition looks like.
Right. The lengths people will go to get what they want.
Second, it's a story about class and gender,
Mm-hmm.
which are still huge issues today.
Totally.
The way Harding and Kerrigan were shown in the media, the whole narrative around them,
Yeah.
it tapped into this anxiety we have about who deserves to succeed, who gets celebrated.
And who gets demonized.
Exactly. And third, it's just a really good story.
Right. Cut it all.
Betrayal, violence, redemption, even some humor.
Yeah.
It's both fascinating and disturbing.
Yeah,
It reminds us that even in something as beautiful as figure skating, there could be darkness underneath.
Oh, absolutely.
It makes you think about the choices we make, the pressures we face, what our actions lead to.
It really does.
Decades later, people are still talking about the Kerrigan-Harding saga.
Debating it, reflecting on it.
Okay, so we've looked at the rivalry, the attack, the Olympics, the legal stuff, the media frenzy, and how it all continues to affect us.
Mm-hmm.
But there's one last thing I want to dig into. The psychology of it all.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
What would make someone come up with a plan like this? What kind of mindset would lead to such destructive actions?
And what about the victims,
Right. How did the attack affect Kerrigan? Not just her body, but emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And what about Harding?
Yeah.
How did she deal with all the shame, the scrutiny, the end of her career?
These are questions that go way beyond the facts of the case.
Yeah.
They get into human behavior, motivation, ego, the impact of trauma.
So let's explore that a little more, shall we? Let's
Yeah.
try to understand what drove this whole saga. Okay, so let's get into the psychology behind all of this. We've got Jack Galooly, the ex-husband, the manager,
Yeah.
orchestrating this attack, thinking he would somehow guarantee Tanya Harding a spot on the Olympic team.
It's wild, right? The level of delusion there.
Yeah.
He really thought this plan, as crazy and wrong as it was, would somehow work out for them. It's like this tunnel vision,
Right.
where you just disregard the consequences because you're so focused on this one goal.
It's like he thought the rules didn't apply to him,
Yeah, like his world had different rules.
and that winning made everything okay.
And you see that a lot, in these high-pressure situations.
Oh, yeah.
Business, politics, definitely in sports.
That pressure to win, to be the best.
It can really mess with your judgment, lead to some reckless choices.
So Gillily, he's driven by this ambition, this idea that he can control everything, manipulate things to get what he wants.
And we can't forget, Gillily didn't do this alone. He had his crew, each with their own reasons for being there, their own baggage.
Right, like Sean Eckert, the bodyguard.
That's the guy.
It seems like he was all about getting attention, being part of something big, even if it meant doing something criminal.
It's almost like he was living out a fantasy, some twisted action movie in his head.
And then you have Shane Stant, the guy who actually attacked Kerrigan.
What kind of person does that, right? I mean, agrees to hurt someone for money.
It's hard to understand what would drive someone to do that.
You often see a history of trauma in people who are violent,
Yeah?
anger, feeling like they don't belong. It's not an excuse, but you have to try to understand what leads someone down that path.
So we have Gillily, the brains behind it,
Yeah.
driven by ambition and this delusion.
Yeah.
Eckert looking for attention,
Wanting to play a part.
and Stant doing the dirt and work.
But then there's Harding.
That's the big question.
Right. How much was she really involved?
People have been debating that for years.
She said she only found out about it afterward, but a lot of people think it's more than that.
There's evidence on both sides, right?
Right.
Some point to her relationship with Gillily, how volatile it was,
Yeah.
how controlling he was.
Mm.
Maybe she was manipulated or pressured into it.
That's one way to look at it.
But then others point to her competitiveness, how far she was willing to go to win.
Yeah.
Maybe she was more involved than she admitted.
Possibly.
It's a real psychological puzzle,
Is.
trying to figure out what she was thinking, what her motivations were.
Was she a victim? Or did she play a part in this?
And then there's Nancy Kerrigan. Can you imagine the trauma of being attacked like that?
It's awful.
Having your Olympic dreams almost taken away?
It's unimaginable.
She was so strong, so resilient,
Oh,
coming back to win silver.
amazing.
But emotionally, I bet those scars run deep.
Trauma leaves a mark, even
Yeah.
for someone as strong as Kerrigan.
The fear, the anxiety, feeling vulnerable like that takes a long time to heal.
It does.
And Harding,
Yeah.
she may not have been physically hurt, but she went through a different kind of trauma.
Oh, for sure.
The public humiliation, her career ending,
Hmm.
the guilt and the shame.
It's a different kind of trauma, but it's still trauma. Losing your reputation, feeling isolated, the constant judgment. That does damage.
It really does. It's a good reminder that there are many victims in a story like this.
There are.
Everyone involved was affected in some way.
By the choices that were made.
Yeah, the consequences.
Absolutely.
So we've talked about the motivations, the psychology of it all.
Yeah.
But there's one more thing to consider. The media.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about how they shaped how people saw the story, created the heroes and villains.
Right.
But I think the media's constant coverage, all that scrutiny,
Yeah.
it probably added to the pressure these athletes were already feeling.
Oh, absolutely. The media can really ramp up that pressure, the expectations.
It's like they're always under a microscope.
Exactly.
Every move analyzed, their personal lives splashed across the headlines.
And in this case, it was just nonstop.
A feeding frenzy.
The Kerrigan Harding thing, it was an obsession, a real-life soap opera. And you can see how all that attention, that constant scrutiny, could lead to bad decisions, desperation, crossing the line.
It created this environment where winning was everything. Nothing else mattered.
Mm-hmm.
And that's dangerous, not just in sports, but anywhere where competition is fierce.
It really is.
So as we finish up our deep dive into this story, this whole saga,
Yeah.
it's important to remember that there's so much to it. The rivalry, the legal stuff, the media, the psychology of it all.
It's complex.
It is. And it's a story that makes you think, challenges how you see things.
It does.
It reminds us that even in this world of figure skating,
Yeah.
human ambition and weakness
Mm-hmm.
and that desire for attention, they could have some pretty big consequences.
Big consequences.
It's captivating and it's cautionary tale, reminding us that chasing excellence should never come at the cost of ethics and compassion.
Right.
And a little perspective is always a good thing. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the Nancy Kerrigan attack. We hope you learned something new about this story that people just can't seem to get enough of.